If you've ever felt out of place in a conversation, if you've ever wondered why people try so hard to fit in, if you've ever thought social interactions are just a pointless game, then this video is for you. And if you've never felt this way, maybe it's time to ask yourself if you've been living a lie. Arthur Schopenhauer, the philosopher of pessimism, saw this with brutal clarity. Most people live trapped in a farce. They dress, behave, and speak as they think they should, not because it's who they are, but because they've been programmed to seek acceptance. But here's the question no one asks. Acceptance from whom? How many times have you endured empty conversations just to avoid looking rude? How many times have you laughed at a joke that wasn't funny? How many times have you felt every interaction was just a transaction, where you give a piece of yourself in exchange for belonging? And at what cost? Schopenhauer made it clear. Intelligence and social life are in conflict. The smarter you are, the more you see the masks, the lies disguised as courtesy, the fragility of people who live only for validation. And the most terrifying truth? You see that society itself is designed to keep you distracted, not to make you think. Because thinking is dangerous. It reveals that most relationships are superficial, most conversations are noise, and the effort to fit in is just self-sabotage.
Why?
But here's the dilemma. If you're smart enough to see this, you're also smart enough to feel the loneliness it brings. Because the more you think, the less you fit in. People sense it. They see you don't participate in the rituals, you don't play along with their hysteria, and that bothers them. Your very existence threatens the bubble they live in. Schopenhauer put it bluntly, solitude is the fate of great minds.
Yeah.
At first, loneliness feels like punishment. But then, it becomes a privilege. Because in solitude, you discover what society hides from you at all costs: peace of mind. The more you understand the world, the less it excites you. The more you see human nature, the less you want to be part of its games. This isn't about hating people. It's about knowing the difference between interaction and obligation. It's about choosing when and with whom to connect, instead of blindly following expectations. And here's the paradox. When you stop seeking acceptance, something changes. People notice. They see you're not desperate to fit in, not dependent on their approval, not afraid to be left out. And that confuses them. Because the less you care about validation, the more power you have over it. True freedom begins the moment you no longer care what others think of you. So when someone tells you to be more social, remember, it's not you who's wrong. It's you who's seen the truth, a truth most people can't handle. And here's the deepest secret. Silence. Silence becomes your ally. It terrifies people because silence forces thought, and thinking is what they fear most. Schopenhauer knew this. That's why he distanced himself from the noise, not to reject life, but to see it clearly. Being alone isn't weakness. It's power. Isolation is when you crave approval but never get it. Solitude is when you choose depth over superficiality, quality over quantity. And in that solitude, you attract the few who truly matter. Those who think. Those who question. Those who don't need constant noise to feel alive. Here's the brutal truth. If your existence depends on the reaction of others, you've never lived. You've only been a reflection of their expectations. So now the question is, will you have the courage to accept this truth? Because once you do, there's no going back. Leave a comment. Silence is power. Because those who understand this are the ones ready to play life by their own rules.